9:37, so a little bit behind schedule. I apologize all the way around. Let's get right to Ask the Lawyer with Bruce L. Scheiner, our Wednesday tradition. Answering questions largely submitted by you. I'll tell you how to submit a question in a second. If you'd like to do that, you got some kind of curiosity about the law or something. But first, would you help me welcome Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Good morning, Bruce.
Hey, good morning, Todd. How you doing this extra special, beautiful Southwest Florida morning?
I'm personally enjoying it. The sunshine is gorgeous. I like the crisp air. Not everybody does, but it's beautiful.
It is beautiful, and it's warming up quickly.
And it's supposed to warm up quickly, exactly. Earlier this morning, it was a bit chilly. Saw a true Floridian when I stopped for coffee this morning, an absolute true Floridian. Guy with flip-flops on and earmuffs. You can't get more Florida than that.
That's funny.
Let's get into today's question, because there's somebody who's really in a bind here, and I don't like what I'm reading in the question, but maybe you'll have a more positive spin. Are you ready?
I am ready, Todd.
Okay, here's what it says. My wife was a passenger in her vehicle being driven by her friend. She was involved in a severe accident, which resulted in her hospitalization with a broken hip. The other driver was ticketed for being at fault for running a stop sign. The at-fault driver had no bodily injury insurance. When I purchased insurance for my wife's car, I made a big mistake by not purchasing uninsured motorist coverage. What made things even worse is that my wife's best friend, who was driving, had just lectured me about uninsured motorist coverage and stacking uninsured motorist coverage. Is there anything a lawyer could do? It's sad because we preach that all the time. His wife's best friend was preaching, get that coverage, and he of course, failed to do so. What do you make of this?
Well, the first thing I make is it's hard to believe someone could be so obstinate and not get uninsured motorist coverage.
Yeah.
Because as we discuss very, very often, it's so important. 1 out of every 4 cars on the road in Florida have no insurance. That's 25% of the cars have no insurance.
Right.
This poor lady gets hurt really bad by an uninsured motorist coverage, and her husband doesn't listen to good advice and doesn't purchase uninsured motorist coverage.
Mm-hmm.
However, there is one salvation, and that's why someone who's involved in a serious accident should always call a experienced personal injury lawyer as soon as possible.
Okay.
The injured lady should be able to recover uninsured motorist coverage through the insurance of the driver.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's the good news. The bad news is because she's not a member of the driver's household and not insured on the driver's policy, she won't be entitled to the stacking coverage, but at least she would be entitled to the coverage of uninsured motorists on one vehicle.
Wow,
there is hope and salvation for this poor lady.
There's an interesting little loophole, and all the times we've talked about stacking versus non-stacking that I never heard you mention before, so she would be entitled to the non-stacking uninsured motorist coverage.
Yeah, she'd be entitled to the coverage on one vehicle.
On one vehicle. Well, that's better than
and not able to stack because she's not part of the household.
That's certainly better than things are looking in this moment. So that's a good catch, and that's why we always turn to you for help on these things, Bruce. All of your years of experience, you pick right up on that. So definitely, they should get a hold of somebody professional to get them some help right away, because an insurance company's not just going to roll over on this and start writing checks.
Absolutely, should call a lawyer right away.
Okay. Bruce, thank you so much for finding something in here. I thought all was lost, and you've turned the whole thing around, as always. We appreciate that.
Hey, it's my pleasure, Todd. You almost stumped me, but I caught on to it, and It's so much fun to answer your questions.
One of these days, we just might. I'm not going to hang my hat on that, though. Bruce, thanks so much again. We look forward to talking to you next week.
Okay, take care, Todd.
You too. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. What a great answer, and hopefully some help on the way. Now, if you'd like to submit a question for future consideration, please do so. Go to the website and type the keyword Bruce in the search box. That'll take you where you need to go. Be able to review previous week's segments if you missed anything. If you're injured, though, like this person is, don't do any of that. To be honest with you, you should immediately, if not sooner, get a hold of the Port Charlotte office of Associates and Bruce L. Scheiner. That number is 941-743-7777. 941-743-7777. And tell them that Todd Matthews sent you from Kicks Country 92.9.